This is the 6th in this series of Friend, and it's called Lay It Down. We read in John 15 that there's no greater love than to lay down one's life for your friends. And indeed, Christ showed us that kind of friendship. In the very next verse, it says, we are his friends if we do his commands. And we know that he commands us to love God and love others. So in these two verses, we see what God is calling friendship, laying down our lives for others and doing what he commands us to do. But what about the next verse? He says he doesn't call us servants any longer because servants don't know their master's business. Instead, he calls us friends. Why? Because everything Christ learned from his Father, he's made known to us. For one reason, to go and bear fruit that will last, so that whatever we ask in the name of the Father, he'll give us. Then he puts the last parenthesis, this is my command, love each other. I think about my relationship with my earthly father. There were some things I wouldn't dream of asking my dad because I knew his business. I knew if I asked to do something, he'd say no because it was against his principles. Therefore, I didn't even ask. But the more I knew my father, observed his ways and practices, the more I knew what I could expect from his hand, and provision was one. Earthly relationships with fathers can be so complicated because fathers are fickle as all humans are. Therefore, few of us call our fathers friends. Jesus says we're his friends because he's revealed the Father to us in order that we can ask for things and he will give us them, all in the context of loving one another. Remember, Jesus asked his own Father to let the cup of death pass by, however he knew his Father's business was to save mankind from sin. Therefore, he didn't get the answer he asked for to escape the laying down of his life for all, but instead he got the honor and privilege of presenting his Father to a dying world. I think we all want to be counted as a friend of God and to experience God as our friend. Think about earthly friends. It's cool to have a friend with whom you can share your most private details in secret and in safety. But most certainly those friends might slip and tell, and then friendships are severed. Or we connect with someone so perfectly and then they move away. Friendship at a distance, not the best. But friendship with God? Maybe we've read this verse about asking what we want and we will receive it totally out of context. We've all asked for things God didn't give us. Healing, that particular job, a kid to come home, you name it. We ask and claim it and believe it only to walk away without it and wonder what we misunderstood, or worse yet, why didn't our sweet friend Jesus grant our request? Jesus spent his time on earth demonstrating his Father's business of bringing good news to the poor, setting captives free, and forgiving the sins of all who believe. It's in that context that he prayed to his Father and had this sweet communion with him. It's in that context that we can pray according to his will and receive. But what do we receive? Friendship with God, peace when we pray, and prayers that align with our Father's business. I can't even fathom having Jesus stand before me and call me a friend. But then when he says the greatest friend lays down his life for others, I might back off. Seriously? How can we lay down our lives for others, befriend and offer love to those who hate us, eat at the table with outcasts, suffer in this world, and Jesus call that friendship? Deep intimacy with God means knowing what his business is, and that's found through observing the life of his Son. It's in that frame of mind that we can pray for and receive that which we ask for. For example, if we pray for a friend to be healed and then they die, we can expect to receive peace that we loved that friend, laid down our lives through prayer and sacrifice. We can walk away in peace knowing we went about our Father's business. If that friend is healed, we experience the same peace in knowing the Father answered because it was in the best interest of all who prayed. There's no, oh, I'm not a friend, or I didn't pray correctly, or God doesn't like me. There's just this blanket of context that covers us because we've walked in his word and prayed according to his will. We should never downplay faith in prayer to believe what we ask for. But what we ask for without remembering that the underlying purpose of Christ on this earth was to lay down his life for all of us, we need to remember so that we can live, so that we're not disappointed because we have done what he commanded us to do. His commands to love others, and when we do, we pray. We're counted as friends because we obey, and our friendship with him is everlasting. It's one of intimacy, and there's no greater love than friendship with Jesus. Once we experience that, we will want it and desire it for those we pray for, and God will answer our prayers for giving just what we need for the ones we pray for and ones for us, because that's his business, to seek, to save, to find us, to keep us with every prayer we make as we lay it all down.